This is the proper way to put a bobbin in a drop-in machine. We're working on a Singer Elite CE677, but any Singer machine with a drop-in bobbin is going to work like this. I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks to know about at a glance, and if you have any troubles, these are a few things that people often do incorrectly, and these will make a difference. If your bobbin isn't incorrect, it will not sew correct. So first off, I am going to take the clear door off so we can see inside, but one of the things you can see even through this little clear door is where that bobbin thread is. So I'm going to get a hold of it right here, and you can kind of see that there is a thread that's coming kind of from the lower part of the bobbin itself, and it crosses over the top of it. And that is a clear indication that the thread is correctly in the tension area. On this particular machine, we even have a little picture on the door reminding us which way to drop the bobbin in. So yes, if this bobbin is flipped over and it's spinning from the opposite direction, things don't work as well. They'll work, but you're going to have some hiccups. Like you'll kind of go, well, why did it work and now it's not? And now it isn't, now it is. It's one of those things. Bobbins do need to spin the correct direction. Now, even though we have done a video on how to wind a bobbin, one thing you'll know, or if you remember by watching it, is the bobbin will be wound on the top of your machine like this. Now, if you take the bobbin off of the bobbin winder off the top of the machine and bring it straight down here, this is the correct way it goes into the bobbin. So if you've just wound a bobbin, that is super easy. But oftentimes we wind bobbins and now we pick them up and we don't know which side is which. So you're looking for the thread to be coming off the left side of the bobbin as we lower it into the bobbin case. Next, you're going to bring the thread all the way over here to the right side. And I actually put my finger on the bobbin to put a little resistance as I bring it down towards 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. On this machine, the thread is fed underneath this white arrow and black piece. And when I did, I felt a little click. I even heard it. And that indicates that the thread is actually in the tension area of the bobbin case. And as you can see, the bobbin does spin counterclockwise because it needs to go around and then it needs to double back. So there's like a hairpin turn that thread needs to take to be correctly in the bobbin case. It is guiding me to come and follow the path all the way up and around. And I do like this machine because it has a little cutter right here. So as I bring my thread down and then pull to the right, it cuts the thread to the perfect length. So with this perfect length, I do not need to take a stitch and bring my bobbin thread up. I can just put the door on and start to sew. It's the perfect length to be cut in the next stitch that I make. And that thread will get exactly where it needs to go. So I'm going to reselect a straight stitch, and as I sew, that thread just comes right on up, and I'm starting to sew immediately. Now when I pull this out, I'll have both threads coming out. I can see that thread sitting right over the top of that bobbin, so I know it's still in my tension. And if for any reason you pull on this thread and it's very, very loose and the bobbin's kind of even bouncing around a little bit down there, you will find that this thread is not in that tension area, and that will make things not look like a great looking stitch. So that is one of many things that you need to do. Now, you do want to hop over to the video where we talk about cleaning your machine, because down in this area, a lot of lint builds up from our fabric that we're working on, and that can also kind of interrupt the way the stitch is connected as the needle connects to the bobbin thread and makes the link that creates the stitch. So any extra lint in this area can make things not work so well, or maybe even kind of push the threads out of the tension area, and then you're rethreading and maybe the thread breaks. Take the screws off the throat plate, follow the video of how to get in here and clean it out with your brush. And if you're working on any linty fabrics like fleece or flannel or minky or cotton or even just batting, that's going to build up very quickly under this. And you and I are in charge of cleaning out the bobbin area Oh, I'd say about every 3 to 5 bobbins. That's a lot of sewing. You'd be surprised how much the lint gathers up and can interrupt this simple path that the bobbin thread must take. I hope you'll check out all of our videos on our Singer CE677. They're very similar to other Singer models, so follow along if you have a machine that's similar to this one.